I'm going to have a little inbox preview look at another one of these interesting kits that's pretty much your only option that I think in any scale other than 3D printed that you can get of this vehicle. And the subject is the Panda Models 1/35 scale Kurganets BTR. Kit number is PH35024. It's a very interesting brand new vehicle. It's a highly advanced armored personnel carrier, and it's kind of a different looking machine. I mean, it's the typical box style of APC, but it's quite a bit different with the armaments and things it has on it. It's a very neat little vehicle. So you can see the box art there, and then we'll just go around here. There's a parade vehicle here. If it's like this with the parade marking on it, I assume it's either, I don't think it's been accepted for service yet, but they are planning to put it into service when you see that type of thing on there. So here's a side marking, and then nothing really special here on the other side. And it says here we includes photo etched parts. So we will have a look and see what you get in here. And we'll start with the user manual, it says. And you've got the artwork there. And it doesn't give us a write-up or anything on the machine. The object 693 kind of refers to the armaments on it. Some of them don't have armaments, and some of them have even like really heavy weapons on them. So you might see a Kurganets, the 25 refers to the armaments. You might see a Kurganets and it may have a different armament on it. It'll just be the number that's different. So it's a totally black and white instruction sheet here. You can see how they always put the little forwarding things inside, which is typical of just about every company does that for some reason. I don't know why, because it's impossible to see. And we've got our various suspension here and the wheels. The tracks. The tracks don't look too complicated, actually. We'll have a closer look when I look at the sprues. And here's the various steps here. There's no interior whatsoever in the massive like armored blocks. I think those are actually a flotation device for the vehicle too. And then you have your armament set here, which looks like it's quite detailed there. And then the finish, and you're looking at 16 total steps. Doesn't look like too much work. So since I mentioned it, we'll look at the tracks, and the tracks are really interesting the way they are pretty much click tracks, or they should be. You see, you just put that center piece and click them together. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out, but doesn't look like it'll be too much work. So I kind of like that. And you can see the detail on the tracks is quite excellent. And there's enough of them in there. Then I'll look at some pieces here. Here's your, I wanted to see, it is a specific sprue to the Kurganets. It's not like they just threw a generic turret in here, which is kind of nice, because this weapon system is kind of a generic system. So we have, I'm sure there's too many more details on there, but you can see the detail. And then we'll move on to some more parts here. We've got the rear section here with the door. I mean, if you're not going to have a interior in the vehicle, they might as well have just had the door closed. because I think that's actually the interior of the door, because it's like spaced armor in there. And here's some aerials, nicely detailed. I'll have a look at the wheels here. The wheels are like fully detailed around. The Panda wheels seem to be pretty nice on the other kits that I've seen. It's like they got the scale right on their on the rubber. The ridges and stuff don't stick out too pronounced. So it's quite detailed, delicate suspension. And then I'll do the hull last. We'll look here. Yeah, here's these big side, massive side plates here. I think it's armor, but I also think it's for fording. Some kind of a bladder or something. And then your water jets there, which you're never going to see. And not too much on the inside. So the detail on them is good. You can see all the bolts and or rivet detail, if you want to call it that. And our hull. So this looks like a pretty simple kit, actually. It doesn't look like too many parts, but it looks quite detailed. And then this is not open, the grilling, but that's fine. Because you can see how they angle out. It's not just straight across. And the weld seams here. Yeah, everything looks pretty nice and detailed. And this is a pretty complex shape on here. I wonder why they didn't make that a separate piece, but it's fine. And your periscopes, a little bit of flash on that one, but they're open. And you can see the side plates. So I guess you don't have to have that whole thing mounted. Actually, you have it mounted on one side and the other side off, so you could see the really cool details in there. That's really neat that they've done that. So you can see all your detail that you've done in there. You don't have to hide anything. And the lower hull, which I'm sure it looks like that. I mean, since it's supposed to ford it, you know, it pretty much has to be like a boat hull. It's interesting, I don't see an escape hatch on here, but I'm sure they don't have full details of this vehicle. So it looks pretty nice. You can see the detail on these things. It's pretty excellent. Then we have just a minimal amount of glass. You see the LED type lights. And your periscopes. No big deal. Perfectly fine. And we have the photo etch sheet here. It's a little bit springy of photo etched. Should be very easy to bend these in your various grills. I wonder if these are supposed to be cut here, or if they're supposed to be attached like that. I don't know. And then that's all we get for our markings. And you can see the detail, how the mesh detail is on here. It's very fine, very finely weaved grilling on there, and the excellent detail on the photo etch. And it looks like we get a poster too. So we have our marking scheme here, which is pretty much just a green vehicle. And it's calling for C303, which I believe is the same as the Gunzi Mr. Color 303. You can get the various acrylic paints that they do. It's pretty much the same. And then you've got the Federal Standard green there also. And then you have the little poster there, which is pretty cool. Be nice if more kits included posters like that, but it's there. It looks nice. Looks like an excellent kit. It looks like a good representation of this vehicle. Unfortunately, there is no interior. I also don't know if there's very many pictures of the interior of this thing, and considering when this vehicle came out also, hopefully we get another one by Trumpeter or someone, but this kit looks perfectly adequate, and it's not a very expensive kit, so this one I would highly recommend. I mean, if you want to do a Kurganets, you pretty much have no choice, and it does look like a good kit. So thank you for watching.